Welcome back to Dum Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. Our heroes have come face to face with a zombie. Butthole failed to convince the locals to let them inside without his friend's help. Gartok revealed his doubts in the entire conspiracy they were battling, and Quinny discovered magic from afar, puppeting the zombies. But will our heroes be able to discover the mastermind behind this stew theft? Find out next on Dum Dums and Dragons.
You are investigating a stew-eating zombie in the Silver Lion, a very fancy tavern and rooming house in Selgaunt. Here, in an attempt to win over the friendship of the Lord High Governor by solving a pesky zombie problem. Just zombies doing processes left, right, and center. After meeting Mel the Cannon and talking your way into the bar as Captain Bloodsmear and his crew, Quinny, you, Butthole, and Gartok have started to investigate the zombie, discovering some wisps of magic that you have theorized are perhaps similar to puppet strings leading off of him, and are now searching the upstairs for all of the sleepy time zombies who are sort of in wait in all the beds in the rooms upstairs, waiting for their chance to replace the gourmand should anything happen to him. So you booted open a door. Carefully.
I definitely don't boot it. Yeah.
You gently open a door. Can you roll me a stealth, please?
Sure. 18 plus insanity. 33.
Yeah, that's fine. So you boot creak the door open quietly and make your way into the room. It is a very, very quaint room. It reminds you a little bit of some of the most kind of upscale, fancy cornucopia style decorations would look like what a bed and breakfast in cornucopia would be a pale echo of. So lots of very dainty things, lots of doilies, lots of little tchotchkes along walls. Each room seems to have its own theme. Everything's very meticulous. But the one thing that clashes with the general vibe is the tall, dead elf woman who is laying in the bed. The sheets and blankets have been pulled up and over. And the zombie is just laying on its back, staring at the ceiling. This zombie is missing its jaw. Its tongue is just kind of lolling there, and his arms like over the blanket. You can see she's missing a few fingers off one hand, and there seems to be some burn marks up her other arm, and she's just staring at the ceiling.
Oh, fingers crossed this one doesn't have to take on stew duty. But
Studi, the call of Studi.
Studi, thank you. Let's start our extremely non-invasive scan.
Sure. Can you roll me Arcana with advantage, please? Now that you've done this once, you know what to look for.
All right, a 19.
19. So you don't see the same pulls off this one.
Okay.
But there is a faint sort of drifting, almost particle wisp around the head. So downstairs, what you can kind of ascertain from the one downstairs versus this one, the one downstairs that was being pulled upon, this one it is not.
Yes.
But it is there.
So it's like there's an active zombie, and these ones are passively in waiting. I'll come out of the room, kind of stand at the top of the stairs and say, all right, look, if we're feeling brave, I wouldn't mind seeing what happens to this one upstairs magically.
Just gonna stand at the bottom of the stairs and raise a finger.
Yeah, what?
And just lower the finger to his lips and take out a piece of paper from his tummy bag and write on it. And it will say, if they are being puppeted, the puppet master might be able to hear us through them.
And Quinny will mouth the words, fair.
Butthole's going to fold it back up.
You hear a thumping. Are you still downstairs, Butthole?
Yeah, Butthole. You wouldn't have followed Quinny up. He would just blow the stealth mission.
Yeah, fair enough. So you both turn and see the orc pounding on the table with both hands. And the server comes back out of the door, walks over, says, "So how was that?" And the orc nods. And she sighs and cleans everything up, takes the napkin like out of his lap, puts it in the stew bowl, and then carries it back into the kitchen. And the orc just continues to pound both hands.
Is he? Quinny will say out loud. Is he waiting for the next meal?
Is the bartender gone?
You want to replace? Oh, you want to
theoretically we were going to at some point. We hadn't got there yet, so I just want to make sure that if he, because I'm like, nobody served him.
Yeah, he's like standing. Well, I think when you stopped actively replacing him, he stayed on because if someone isn't dressed like this bartender, things go really badly. So no, he's still there, and he says,
"Is that a drink thing or what he said?"
No, that's stew. That's calling.
Oh, so he's ready for the next.
Calling for stew.
Okay.
He beckons me like one would beckon a fucking dog. No offense. He says to Gum Jr. and Gum Jr.'s like, snarf, snarf. It's like, I'm not a fucking dog.
Valid. Okay, so let's keep that going. I want to go over and detect magic because I can cast that to see if I can feel the direction of the wisps using detect magic. So it's still non-invasive. Technically, I'm casting it on myself, and I can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet. If I sense magic, I can use my action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object that bears magic, and I can learn its school of magic, if any. I don't know if it would show me the direction, but if it does, it's good to know, because I know we can't keep blasting Eye of True Sight at every zombie we see all day.
Yeah. So you see sort of the same things that Quinny did. You can obviously use your action because we're out of combat order.
Yeah, and the spell works for 10 minutes, so I'm checking this whole fucking room after this. But
yeah, so you see the same thing Quinny did. The particle trail does seem to trail off. You don't detect a school of magic because this doesn't seem, as you can probably imagine, this isn't run-of-the-mill magic. But you can definitely see that, and you see, looking up again to that almost heat vision, you can see the same kind of light swirling particle mist around all of the zombies' heads upstairs.
Okay, that's
and sorry, can you? You don't need to roll perception. You cast detect magic. You can also see as you're looking at that original OG zombie, the Gourmand, that his tongue is also glowing in the same kind of intensity as the stomach.
interesting. Butthole's going to say out loud. Then he wants to look at the bar and at Mel and take a peek into the kitchen to see if there's anything else that's got any magical signal in case there's something in here that's like linked to it.
You see a few like enchanted things in here. There's like, you know, an auto chopping knife that is just constantly chopping, like doing sous chef work. You see one of the chefs has a similar mug to yours, but it's like, you know, those plastic containers that chefs always drink out of that are just like soup came in it. But every so often he taps it, it just fills with liquor, and he just takes a swig. So you see like little kind of mundane magical things back here, but nothing like what's going on out there. That said, the entire serving staff is in here, and like they've set up like it almost looks like a refugee camp. They set up like beds and things, and like they've been sleeping in here and preparing because they just need to keep this place running constantly.
Butthole's gonna walk back into the center of the room. If Quinny's come down, he's just gonna write a note that's like, "I have a plan, can't discuss here," and show it to Gartok and Quinny.
Quinny will gesture in a way that indicates, go on.
Butthole will wave to the others outside because he doesn't want to be within earshot of a zombie if he's going to have this discussion. But the moment they're outside, he's like, "Okay, yeah, I did a detect magic. I can do that." And
Okay.
saw the same stuff you saw. His tongue also has weird magic on it in addition to his stomach. I guess
Did
that's
not
where
catch
like
that. That's interesting.
the quality control is there. And yeah, the upstairs zombie, same wispy shit.
So the wisps I did not see coming off of them up there. I wanted to see if maybe we could do a bit of a dangerous experiment where we kind of fuck with the orc down here a little bit in a way that we can remedy quickly and see how the ones upstairs react. We've heard that they get up and get ready to replace him. So do they develop strands? Like what happens
Are
then?
you guys including Mel in this conversation, or are you having this conversation without Mel?
I don't
Quinny
trust.
would also prefer not to include Mel.
No, Mel.
He understands he's not a member of the Bloodwake.
exactly.
He hasn't joined the crew.
Okay, so possible. So here was my thought, which is nobody knows we're Nobody knows what we're capable of yet.
Yeah.
And here's the interesting thing. So all the fucking particles are going northeast, right?
Yeah.
And we can get a map of town. Just a second. And he goes across to like a tchotchke shop. He like gets a map of the city because there's got to have those sort of guests. And he's like,
they do.
all right, so here's the city.
Okay.
And he takes his hammer haft and just, a way to draw a straight line functionally. And he's like, we know from here, from the Silver Lion, these go northeast.
Yeah.
But we've also got zombies at the theater, the coastline, the House of Song. Oh, yeah, the fourth place is here. There's 4 places.
Yeah.
So you're saying we could draw lines and see where they intersect?
Correct. And then if we go to where they intersect, that's probably where whoever's causing this is or wherever is amplifying their magic. Assuming they're not like walking around town. They might be doing that and then this won't work, but it's just something we can keep
There
track
are
of.
other zombies too. Like I don't want you to think there's only 4, but these were the 4 that the bronze.
Yeah, these are 4. Also, they sound spaced out enough that we could get a clean reading on.
Yeah.
If all 4 lines go in a random direction, then okay, this is totally
planned
shot.
it,
But if the 4 lines intersect at one point, then we're like, okay, it's that block.
Yeah.
Above ground, below ground, I have no clue, but we could do that. I just don't know how. This is the thing that we got. I wanted to check it with you guys on, which is like, how much do we risk making our set? If they figure this out, this plan doesn't work. If they change stuff, this plan doesn't work.
They being the undead?
Whoever is behind, you said they're puppets. So whoever the puppet masters are,
Yeah.
they got kind of a good thing going, and nobody's been able to solve this. And I think they're stealing all the food here, and then they seem to be entertaining themselves. Like if you figure they're doing like a magic siphon, I'm like, okay, food and drink, got
Surfing,
it.
that's maybe like leisure activity, right?
Or it's to just prevent the city from doing well. I don't know. Leisure activities. They got like fun. They got
It
some
does
good.
seem a little bit strange to block the port so food can't really come in. I mean, eventually they're going to run out of provisions for stew, right?
Yeah, but if we've got like a hedonist cult, then they're like, it tastes good. They
having
eat.
fun.
They're hearing nice music. They've got fun physical sensations
and
of
then
riding a surfboard.
They're singing in the choir, or they're listening to the singing?
They're listening
Okay.
to the singing, and they're watching the play.
And they're watching the
Wait,
play.
they're
Okay.
watching, they're tasting the food.
We're talking 5 senses here.
Yeah.
They like it to be constant.
Yeah. Okay.
Perhaps an evil demon baby. It wants things to be the same, like a child, but it wants all these things and has evil magic.
It's not childish to want things to be the same.
I mean, to want exactly the same play over and over again with no stopping.
I'm just saying I
Well-
can see the appeal.
Okay, can I just to interrupt?
Please do.
In the spirit of sameness, perhaps it would be good to quietly observe these other zombies as quickly as possible to see exactly which direction their wisps are
Okay.
Maybe we're
flowing
done
in.
here.
So we do
and
this-
just be a little bit down low. We don't have to interrogate
So
everyone
we
around
go
them.
as fast as possible
Yes.
to these other locations in the hopes that even if somebody's hanging out, because if we could hit these next spots in like the next hour,
Gartok, can you do detect magic?
I can detect magic. I can.
3 of us, 3 locations. Should we just split up and meet back here?
all we need to do
And Butthole, you said you could see the direction of the wisps with detect magic.
lets you see the
Excellent,
direction that
okay.
they're going in. So if we hit the other 3 locations, we split up right now.
Sorry, Tom.
Go as fast as we can. Here's the thing. Remember, this is the thing I want everybody to remember. We don't have to talk to anyone. We don't have to negotiate anything. We just need to detect magic and figure out where the wisps are going. Make sure you get the direction right.
Yeah.
And then we come back together, we put it on the map, and we see if we got a
Do we have more of those maps?
I go to the tchotchke shop.
Yeah.
Map for you, map for
All
me.
right, let's
This is
copy.
the greatest day of my life. I
Let's
never thought
copy
I'd sell
this
some new
line.
maps.
Yep.
Here.
So we're here, and then I would say the other thing to make sure, because we want to be accurate, because it's going to be a little bit, more drawn out. If you're looking at the direction it's going, you don't just have to have cardinal. If you find any other famous point on this map that you can see,
Just
then
as a
you'll know where it
reference.
is relative to that.
Yeah.
Pick something it's aiming towards, probably.
Right.
But okay, so I'm thinking, all right, I'm the one who's most likely to get distracted. If we want to minimize distractions, which seems smart, I should probably go to the theater because, I mean, seeing a
To
play
not
part.
be distracted?
If you send me to the Temple District, I'm going to get caught up in stuff. And if you send me to the coastline, it sounds like there's surfing and a guy named the Dude. That feels like I might be caught up in his mythology.
Okay. I'm also just going to put out there, do your best not to show proper theater etiquette. Do not be disruptive while you are there because the zombies are trying to enjoy a show and will explode.
I just wanted to do you know what? sometimes being a king, you need to delegate. And I would say Gartok's inspiring, and I sometimes get caught up in things.
Yeah.
Minister of Culture.
Yeah.
You are perhaps the craftiest of us. You are the best at figuring out who should get into and get out of places without getting spotted. You are our, let's just say, discreet visitation specialist.
Very fancy title.
Who should visit where?
Honestly, I think you made a strong argument for not going to Temple District, but I think you'd be all right on the coast.
Okay, I'll go talk to. I'll go to
The surfers, they're
the surf
far
spot.
away, right? They're out there in the surf. You just gotta look at them and from a distance see where they're pointing
Oh,
to.
I think I have to get pretty close. I'm not going to be good at
shit,
surfing.
you gotta go- okay,
I'm a
I
big
didn't-
dumb
I
guy.
didn't
I know.
know.
I didn't think
You
about
know
that till
what?
now either. That would have been a real.
Within 30 feet.
That would have really bit us in the ass about 20 minutes from
Okay,
now.
Mel
then,
the Cannon pointed this out a little while ago.
yeah, but we can't trust anything Mel says.
Liar.
Yeah, you trust Steve, not Mel.
Yeah. All right. Scrap that then. You would be best, sitting right behind someone in the audience, a zombie, to like get as close as possible, do that thing.
Great.
Yeah, that's a great.
Okay,
call.
I'm on that one.
And I don't know, Gartok. Are you up for surfing? Like getting that close? Because I think that's the way my magic works too. Is we'd
Surf.
have to get close to the
Everybody's
surfers.
got to. So
I've never surfed before, but it's going to be hard in my chair, and I could only transform my chair for about an hour.
Is anybody in your Rolodex
a surfer?
surfer?
Or if you met the dude, do you think you could make a new surfer? Because we know that you made you. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, but the problem is getting out of my chair. And I can't. I'm afraid to change into a wolf without
I mean,
you
they probably
around.
got wakeboards. Those are pretty wide. Like, you could do it.
Oh,
Quinny, can you roll me a history check?
History is a 17.
17. It does occur to you that Juniper plays panpipes, and the bronze raven at the temples is known to play panpipes.
Thank you for reminding me of
You're
that.
welcome.
Quinny says, "Oh, panpipes. Juniper digs panpipes.
pan flute.
Pan flute.
Pan flute.
Pardon me.
I almost forgot that. Oh my gosh! Please let me see Lexi.
Well, yeah, you're fine.
Thank
Go
you.
for it. Yeah. Just, do you want to do a little switch here, or is
Yeah.
Gartok?
Can I?
Okay.
Can I? Can I? Can I?
Oh,
can I,
yeah,
can I be
that's fine.
Juniper?
We're in this together. Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Go for it.
And
Roll that dice.
2.
Good thing you improved your alpha gumbo infection, because that means no wolf time.
Yay.
Hey, it's good to see you, Juniper. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Hey.
Wow, Gartok's really having a time, eh?
Gartok's learning a lot about
Yeah.
himself, really coming into his own as a speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of purpose discovered there.
Had a question about his dad, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to answer that one. You and I are going to have to talk about
I mean,
that.
I think realistically, I'm kind of...
Yeah, your dad.
Like Moss is the
Yeah.
dad?
Probably me and Moss.
Juniper
Kind
and
of the
Moss.
parents.
Oh, okay. I can understand that. All right. If Gartok pops back up, I mean, I don't know if you guys want to handle that interior, but like if it pops up outside in public, we'll try to talk him through it. He's really aggressive about things he does not fully understand.
I mean, aggressive, curious.
I want to be
I'm
clear.
going to go see the person with the pan flute.
Great.
I'm going to go do some surfing stuff, I guess. Avast and Cowabunga.
All right. I'm going to go to the theater. So let's do that.
And break. Go Junior Chase.
Yeah. And on his walk to the theater, Butthole thinks to himself, Gartok and Juniper are really in denial about some of their aggression, which is surprising for people who have a therapist inside their head. And then he's going to be like, this is why I'm not going to personal therapy. We continue going.
Goblin Jr. somehow reading your thoughts, is just sit there like walking beside you, looking up, and you'd be like, I bet he's drawing the wrong conclusions about therapy again. And just kind of like trots along beside you. Okay, so who wants to go first?
Or should we roll initiative, Tom?
Yeah.
Story initiative.
Oof a doof.
14.
15.
I got a 10.
Yeah, right.
we're going surfing, baby.
Surf and Pharaoh. So
Surf Ninja. The novelization of the movie Surf Ninja.
Surf Ninja, yeah, naturally. Literature's greatest monster. All right, so Quinny, you make your way to the coast. You head through the incredibly rich district of Old Chancel, looking at just like, oh my God, what's rube after rube after rube after rube. You could just fleece this fucking neighborhood as you make your way through it. And you do see a couple of this sort of quarantined zombie spots. There's a pickleball court where there are two zombies just standing perfectly straight, knocking a ball back and forth with little rackets. There's actually a crowd like betting on it because every so often one of the zombies does fuck it up. So there's a bit of a crowd watching it, but you also see several like very well-to-do people in like with a little like shade put up over them, just waiting for their time on the court, hoping that maybe the zombie situation will resolve.
This is crazy. This place does not make sense.
Pickleball's a very popular sport.
Very popular sport.
People are living on another planet, man.
Yeah, there's a couple of the
Quinny doesn't care about the zombies. He just hates pickleball.
Pickleball.
yeah, give me tennis or give me nothing.
The city doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, there's a couple of the sort of discount Silver Ravens wearing the tunics. So like the interns. There's a couple of Silver
boys?
Raven. Yeah. There's a couple of interns, sort of standing by to make sure no one gets too close to the court. But eventually, you make your way past that and down to the coast. So this is very much would have been a bustling docks, but not in a. It's right on the edge of the very rich part of town, so it's not kind of a modern city docks. It's not The Wire, where it's like we just tuck this away in a corner and kind of don't talk about it. It's very well developed. It's very fancy. Of course, there is a degree of industrial nature to it, but you can see that a lot of care has been put into it. It's a little bit like if you ever go to locks on any Canada has a lot of like historical canals. Yeah. There are some that are just very like rusted. This is a giant slab of metal that's meant to change water. And there are some that are part of like a tourist attraction where everything is just nicer and is kept up more. And that's kind of the sense you're getting, except that there are no boats docked, aside from a couple that are clearly didn't get out of the port a while back that have been moored. And there are dock workers just kind of everywhere. Similar to the pickleball court situation, they're just literally sitting around being like, we don't know what else to do. Out at sea, you can see there are indeed kind of on the horizon a number of ships, and every so often you see a flare of fire. It is very clear that piracy is well underway out there, but similar to any like clogged port, it's just like they don't have enough supplies to go back. They've been burning supplies to stay here. It's a whole thing. And you can see a lot of very stressed out merchants and other people just kind of waiting around. Number of games of chance going on, a lot of drinking, a lot of carousing, just because what the fuck else are you going to do as you wait. However, one of these docks has a big kind of awning over it. It's a much smaller dock. It's very clearly not meant for boats. It's a more of a humanoid-sized dock. It's got one of those arches that you see at a lot of like ferry boats and other things. So kind of two thin sticks with like a big thick sign that's got a wave on it, and atop the wave on a surfboard, there's a goblin doing like the hang 10 fingers, which probably mean nothing to you, Quinny. But
that goblin's lost all but two of his fingers on both hands. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's been caught stealing so many
He's
times.
just got thumb pinky going on.
Yeah, you can see
Pointer, thumb, pinky.
That's right.
yeah, pointer, thumb, pinky. You can see just beyond that a number of zombie surfers. Ryan's figuring out how to goblin surf.
Reference. Okay, thank you.
There you go. So looking out onto the water, you can indeed see several zombies trying to surf. Surfing is difficult in the best of times. These are not the best of times. These are also zombies.
Yeah.
So they're having a bit of a hard time, but they are far enough away that you can't just true sight them. There is a crowd watching them, of course, because it is legitimately entertaining. There are also a number of zombies standing on the shore looking out to sea. And as you approach, sure enough, a dragonborn kind of comes sauntering up. He's wearing a puka shell necklace around his neck. He's wearing an open shirt. He's got sort of leather, almost like, what's the Final Fantasy character designer guy's name?
Oh, my brain.
You are on your own, sir.
No, I'm asking Tyler.
I should be able to help him, and I'm also
Kingdom
drawing
Hearts.
a blank.
He's got
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts level shorts, just like big.
A keyblade.
Yeah, that's right, buddy.
I knew one thing.
Yeah, you did it. You did it. There you are, Peter. Anyway, he's got big surf shorts. Just very chill looking guy. His expression is very, very, very zen. He's just smiling a little bit, and most notably, he has a big blonde wig of just like big surfer dude,
Yeah.
just kind of like hanging down.
Tetsuya Nomura, is that anything?
That's the one. That's
Okay.
the one. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I
No sweat.
couldn't leave it.
No, thank you. I appreciate you looping back to it. So
I don't know if you're right. I don't know if you made that name up.
So he comes over, and you hear the thwap 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 of his thong sandals as he just makes his way over, and he's like, "Oh, hey man, newcomer down here at the beach. That's kind of cool. But hey, you here for the waves? Or are you here for the tunes?
I'm here for the waves. You must be the dude.
Oh, oh man, yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
oh, that's awesome, man. You must be the guy.
I am the guy. I was told by Lord Governor the Third that
Oh yeah, hard to pronounce name guy.
yeah, that I could come here and aid in the investigation of what's going on with those undead surfers. So
Oh wow, yeah, man. I guess that'd be kind of all right.
Yeah.
But there's already the dude down here, so I don't
Yeah.
know that we necessarily need the guy down here. Particularly if you're not here for the tunes. I mean, me and my band, we could spin up some pretty cool jams for you.
you could totally spin up some jams, and while you're spinning, I will surf, because that way we cover both. I'm
Wait.
assuming you haven't been able to jam as much as you want, the dude.
No, I haven't been able to surf or jam, but like, I'm not
Harsh.
just about. It is harsh.
Yeah.
Can you roll me a deception check?
Avast.
Yeah.
Avast, 'tis harsh.
What do I do with that's a oh fuck. That's a total of 30. Oh no, sorry. That's my sleight of hand. It's a little less on a deception. It's a total of 28.
Yeah, man, that is harsh.
I
Yeah.
can see the
dude,
4
you
you
get
rolled
it.
from here.
It's not going to surprise you to know there's a minus on that. It's like, that is harsh. Yeah, thanks, man. You seem to really understand it. A lot of these guys down here, they don't get how harsh it is.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, look, I'm not just about the vibes, though. Like, I can help out. I'm a paladin.
You're a paladin.
Yeah, a paladin of good times, man. But also of God and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's great. Let's talk about the surfing undead, though.
Okay, yeah. They are not tubular.
Yeah,
I know
I've
that's
heard
what you're
about.
thinking, but they are not.
I've heard about they explode when you interrupt their processes.
Yeah.
Do these ones, when they wipe out, is that an interruption and they explode, or do they get back on there and give her?
Yeah, man. So this is where it gets really fucking weird. Okay, so like sometimes when they fall off their surfboards, they can get back on them and they drag them over to the shore. Like you do when you're
Radical,
surfing.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on how badly they bailed. Sometimes it is pretty radical. Sometimes it's distinctly not radical. But anyway, if they can get their surfboards back and get them back to shore, they're pretty okay about it. If they lose the surfboards, they blow up underwater. It's real bad. That's why the boats can't come anywhere near here.
Like
'Cause
depth
it's not just
charges,
that the
okay.
boats fuck with them. Sometimes they just fuck up and they're like, and they explode and shit.
Yeah.
So it's a real problem for pretty much everybody. So they can get the board, but they're also like using their zombie arms, so they're not great at getting the board back.
They're not great swimmers.
No, not really. Some of them are all right at floating because I think they've got like the gaseous
Floated
bloat from
corpses,
there. But
yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like if they don't have that, some of them are wearing armor. So that's why there's this whole line of distinctly untubular dudes just hanging out, waiting to get out there, get on the water, and just hang 10. And none of us, the rest of us, can do that right now. And I guess also the ports are dying or something. I think that's a major bummer for all the townsfolk who are waiting for their cool goods and services from the water and stuff.
Yeah. So these dudes in line here, they don't have a problem if someone like me were to cut and do some surfing before they get out there? Or, again, interrupting processes,
Well,
we don't
I mean,
want to.
so that's an interesting question, my dude. Maybe we need to figure that out.
You don't know.
Well, we might need to all right, this is going to be crazy, but I've been trying to figure this out. I've been down here for a few days now. And admittedly, I spent a couple of those days kind of confused about how clouds work, but then I got my mind focused back on how to surf. And I really like surfing, and I haven't been able to do it in like a while, and I need a cause. So I was thinking, here's what we do. You look like you're a kind of a fast, nimble guy.
Yep.
I am also a fast, nimble guy when I'm not wearing these here flip-flops, which make me admittedly a little less nimble.
Sure.
If I take these off, and you maybe take off some of your armor stuff, I'm thinking we get out there, we swim out there, and we just knock a couple of these dudes off their board.
Oh, the dude, no.
They'll explode. No, you gotta be. If we take any of the surfboards that these dudes have, they'll explode too. But if we blow them up underwater, we might be able to swim away with those boards, and then we can surf close enough to them to figure out your stuff.
You want to outswim an explosion?
Yeah. I thought you said you were a nimble dude. I guess maybe you're not that good at stuff.
I mean, if we're both out there.
I thought you said you were the guy.
If we're both out there rocking it hard all day, every day, who's going to be back here watching it to tell the tale? So you go.
Oh, my little buddy Raven dude.
Nah,
Also, look,
fuck Raven.
No,
I don't want to.
There's a lifeguard right here. His name's not so normal.
I know.
You know what? He's actually pretty normal.
It's crazy what names do, huh?
Names are crazy. But, you know, like some of us say they're the guy, and then they don't want to do tubular stuff on surfboards. So, are you really the guy, or are you just some guy?
I don't have
time for some guy.
You don't have time, huh? You're busy out here, I can tell.
I'm detecting some sarcastic vibes off you, dude. And earlier it seemed really, when you said that it was, you know, rad and stuff and harsh, I really believed you because you rolled high. But like now I'm starting to get a sense that maybe you and the dude don't gel. I thought we were bros. I thought we were pals, buds, amigos.
We are bros, pals, buds, amigos, etc.
So why don't you want to come exploding surfing with me?
Because I think there's a cooler way to do it.
All right, the dude's listening.
I think it's pretty cool if you go out there surfing solo and just do what you said you were going to do there. Also, why? To see what the lineup does?
No. If you want to get, you said you want a surfboard, man. We can't get a surfboard. There's no surfboard there.
Surfboards.
No,
that's the key
they'll
I was
just
missing.
take them. Yeah, so we got to go there and get a surfboard. So you can try and take one from these dudes on the beach, and then they'll explode and go, ah! And they all like run in, and he points to several craters. And he's like, and that's what happened when people tried. You see those little red bits?
Oh, man.
That's blood and guts, my guy. Blood and guts. All over the place. Kersplat.
What the fuck am I doing?
Oh, thank God. I have been seeing the solution to this puzzle for like 3 minutes, and I've just been dying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you wanna play the game. But the bit is you realize that you can cast fly on yourself.
That's not the solution I had. God damn it. God damn it.
So, all right. So, so you understand the solution. We're going to go out there. We're going to push them off the surfboards, take the surfboards, surf away for the explosions. And then the guys on the beach, they're going to get in the water and swim towards us. But then we can surf in if we catch a good enough wave to the guys.
Hey, check this, though. And I just cast fly and I just take off just into the sky.
Just like he leans back, his wig falls off, his glasses fall down. And he's just like, oh, wow, he is the guy.
I want to fly near a surfing zombie and observe the magical wisps with my eye of true sight.
Sure. Well, you observe some just fine surfing. And the wisps are traveling northwest.
Northwest. Okay, that's what I came here to learn. Again, we don't have to talk to anyone. I wasted enough time with the dude. I don't even say goodbye to him. I fly away.
He just raises a hand. And he goes, there goes my hero.
Is there anything from my uniquely bird's eye perspective that I can match the map to when we're talking about other nearby
landmarks?
Landmarks, thank you.
In terms of like...
Just as a tighter reference. Instead of northwest, I was kind of vaguely out in the bay.
Yeah.
Like, what on shore is this pointing towards? Doesn't indicate that that's exactly what it's going, from, but just something that I can kind of line up.
It points into kind of the old chancel area, so near the palace, near the hunting garden. It's that chunk of.
Okay.
So basically, like, I'm just going to turn my map around for all of you to see here at the table, and I'll explain it audibly.
Beautiful
but, like,
map.
Thank you. It's not mine.
Oh, that makes sense too.
So you've been off the coast, which
Yeah.
is literally on the compass is the eastmost point. The palace and the grounds are basically the edge of like fancy rich people in Docktown before you reach kind of the city proper.
Okay.
You were previously at the Silver Lion, which is kind of in the dead center of town. So that's what you're seeing. It's basically like, I'd say from your triangulation, both the points that are pointing inward give you a pretty clear sense of like roughly where.
Okay.
Like you can't triangulate from this, but you can see what
But we're
neighborhood.
starting to see palace rich people direction.
Yeah, palace rich people direction for wheels.
Great. And I just want to basically hit land in flight and be able to line that up and kind of have that as the map reference so that I can point the map and be like, from here, it's going in this direction so I can be accurate as
Do you
possible.
have a battle hammer to make a straight line with?
I don't.
Okay, well then it's a fucking wacky line. There's no other way to do it.
I pickpocketed the pen and parchment that he wrote his secret unspoken letter to me with, saying like, don't talk out loud. He wanted to point with a hammer, so I was like, I'll have the pen, I guess. And
Okay, great.
use that.
Fantastic. Okay, so Quinny,
I'll
you
give
have
it back when I see you again.
you've successfully figured out your point in the direction.
I'm flying back to the Silver Lion. I just said we
Having
meet there first.
made a lifelong friend
great.
in the process. Next up on the initiative order, I believe we had Juniper. So you are headed to the Avenue of Temples, and I think as someone who has spent a lot of time thinking about various religions and everything else, your arrival to it is honestly a bit of a treat. It is a long line of temples on either side of this massive kind of large laneway. And what you particularly like is no one temple is given prominence over any of the others. They're all just kind of taking up exactly as much space as they need. And
Farthole would love this.
Farthole would love this, although he would probably, now having had everyone who's talked about any religion line up and give a speech, like you would lose him. He would have a lot to say to each of these temples. But yes,
He'd
you
love
see
it.
a long string of temples. But you can hear the one you're looking for as soon as you turn onto the laneway, because there's just echoing bells and kind of chimes that are echoing off all the other temple facades up and down the street. This is clearly meant to be like a on special occasions and on the hour kind of thing that is not that. So you actually see a lot of folks who are making their way up and down the avenue have stuffed like cotton and like wax in their ears to prevent hearing it, because this is clearly just going on 24/7 now. So as you make your way along, as we described earlier, you see folks from all different walks of life. There are beggars, there are rich folks paying their respects. There are some travelers who came in via the bridge or have come in via land who are either staying at temples or are paying their respects. But it's a remarkably normal slice of life for like a large city. The House of Song is very strangely designed, but in a way that's actually very pleasing. So you've seen a lot of sort of gaudy over design, as though someone just went through the catalog and said, yes. This is instead just artistically interesting. The building shapes are very organic and odd. It's a little bit like a museum of modern art compared to, say, a natural history museum kind of vibe. It has massive towers that amplify the sounds of the bells and chimes. You can see them ringing. There are also a variety of pinwheels and various other things that respond to the blowing of the wind. And outside there are two silver raven interns who are wearing full-on earmuffs over their heads, and there's just a rope that's been kind of drawn across the pathway into the temple, and one of them just kind of holds a hand up to you as you approach, and over the noise says, "I'm sorry, you can't go in." I'm going to speak normally, but just know that they are yelling over noise.
Hi, I'm Juniper. You may have heard of me as Gartok. I have permission to go in.
I'm sorry, Juniper / Gartok. You may have received permission from the Ardents of Milil to visit this temple somewhere, but it is currently closed due to zombies. So you will have to worship outside. You can see, and he points to like a variety of little piles of offerings and things. There's like artwork. There's a sketchbook. Someone has put like, a very fine lute and other things outside. Like, yeah, as you can see, people are just leaving what they want here, but you can't go inside.
I'm sorry. I have permission from the Lord High Governor.
Oh, well, this is the first we've heard of it, and we're very important. They both straighten up a little bit, tug on their tunics.
Okay. Then maybe just benefit of the doubt. We'll just pop in. I won't interrupt any processes. I'll just literally scoot in.
Look, we work for a very important Minotaur, and if we let you in and he finds out that we let
Proximus?
you in.
First name
you
basis.
will address him by
Commander Proximus. Yes, we just chatted.
You chatted with Proximus?
Of course, because I have special permission to be here.
Do you have any evidence of that?
Can't you just call him up and ask?
Oh, we can't talk to him. He doesn't talk to us. Juniper, roll
like, shit.
roll a history check.
Plan. I'm not good at this. What am I rolling?
History, please.
Well, that's not good. 6.
You don't remember if you also got a bronze raven sigil from the office. So yeah, they're
didn't
both,
write that down,
they're
so I
both barring the gate. I think also Butthole just declared he had one, which makes sense for Butthole, but it's perfectly reasonable Juniper doesn't have one. Juniper, how do you want to try and get past these two?
I think, just give me 1 second.
Yep.
Banishes them to another dimension.
Yeah.
All the
Fireball.
choices you have. This is incredible.
Light of the moon protect me, she yells.
In that case, okay. Do you know what? All I really wanted to do, I'm a big aficionado of the pan flute, and I heard that Lexi plays, and I kind of just wanted to play with her.
Can you roll a persuasion?
That's really sweet.
21.
Holy shit.
I got a 20 with my 19, but so they will turn to each other like, well, I don't think we should let you distract a bronze.
I'm slowly pulling out the pan flute
Raven.
from my bag.
Yeah, they're both just kind of like, well, I mean, Lexi is in there, but we can't let them interrupt a thing. Yeah, you just slowly pulling it up.
Put it up to my mouth and starts.
Okay, give me a performance check.
What song do you play?
Oh,
I know what I've got in my head.
what do you have in your head?
The Home Improvement theme song.
I had the hamster dance.
That's a good one, yeah.
Very good, very good.
Darude's Sandstorm.
No, the horrible thing
That
can't.
sounds rad on the pan
The
flute.
first thing I thought of was like Funky Town, and I can't get anything
yeah.
else out of my head.
Funky Town on pan flute.
On the soul flute.
Oh no, that's only a 13.
No, I hear it.
13. I'll give you advantage because I think you could actually pull a pretty decent funky
It's
town
really
on a pan
easy
flute.
to play. I used to do it all the time on trumpet, annoy my music teacher. That's worse. It's an 11.
All right.
know your music.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Gonna wait for the dog.
All right. Stop playing Funky Town.
Burr, 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 burr. So you start to play Funky Town, and you're a little rusty. You haven't
Yeah.
rocked out in a while, and the two guards turn to each other. And one of them's like, "Is that Funky Town?" And you're playing away, and there's just this cacophony of like choral singing and bells and chimes, and you start to lose yourself in the song a little bit. It's just nice to be playing a tune again. And lo and behold, as you do so, the song starts to get richer as you hear someone else playing under it and just filling in the gaps. And slowly, sort of through the open doors of the temple, you just see two cloven feet start to kick past the door, hairy cloven feet. And slowly but surely, a satyr emerges. And she's wearing just like a sort of like a knee-length coat open with a bunch of pockets. She's got like a frilled shirt on underneath. She's got a bunch of instruments sort of slung over her back and like kind of off pockets and other things. Seems to be traveling a bit heavy, and she's just like blasting away on her pan flute as well. And then as she comes out into the door, like eyes closed, just fully rocking out, she looks up, sees you, and fumbles it, and just goes, "Holy fucking shit! You're Juniper!"
This episode of Dum Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum Dums and Dragons. Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Garbo Ape, Locke, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia De Los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy, Funky Head, Nomad, the Wise Paladin of the Badlands, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Old Man Mojo, Dragonfly, The Body Barrelers, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, The Gata Family, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Dan the Welshman, Afflicto Gaming, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.